Today on City Wrestling Radio, why WWE SmackDown TV rights weren't renewed on Fox. Ric Flair is apparently cleared to take bumps again. And all eyes are on Carmelo Hayes and MJF as we take a look at this week's NXT and AEW Dynamite. All that and so much more this week on City Wrestling Radio.
Give me a hell yeah!
Welcome back to City Wrestling Radio, November 3rd. It's November 3rd, 2023. I'm your host, Corey Smith, being joined, as always, by my co-host, the pile driver pundit himself, Mr. Jose Oseguera.
How's it going? Happy November. November? What?
November. Well, this is going to be a November to remember.
Oh, yes, it is. Holiday season is upon us.
Well, yes. I mean, we're already seeing Golden Corral holiday commercials on both Raw, SmackDown. Well, not SmackDown, I guess, because that's not this week yet. But AEW, we saw it all over the place. They know their audience, but yet I have no interest in going to Golden Corral. Have you ever been to a Golden Corral, Jose?
I don't even know what that is, other than commercials.
It's apparently a commercial. It's apparently a restaurant where pretty mild manner folk, because I feel like all the jokes on there are like, "Oh, but you put down your phone to get shrimp."
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
You totally mid-America, like trying to like get grandma to take the family over there.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I'm not hungry at all because I'm here. We're here to talk about a bunch of stuff this week, and I guess we should just get right into it. Shall we?
Yeah.
Let's go, because SmackDown on Fox, we got some news about this. So Fox CEO Lakeland Murdoch recently shed some light on the company's decision to not renew its TV rights deal for WWE SmackDown. The show was set to make its way back to the USA Network now in October 2024, following a 5-year stint on Fox's Friday night lineup. During the Q1 earning call, Murdoch offered some insights and some rationale behind Fox's move. Murdoch stated that Fox wasn't achieving the desired return on investment from the WWE SmackDown TV rights deal. He said, "We were falling short of our advertising review targets, given the WWE's audience, which didn't allow us to reach the levels which we found acceptable for our return on investment." So, Jose, it's all your fault. You didn't buy enough price line. No, price line. I mean, I guess people weren't buying advertising on there.
How do you keep stats on that? How do you account for that? Well, I came to Arby's because I watched SmackDown yesterday. Can you give me my SmackDown voucher, please?
Well, I guess it can be attributed to, I mean, there are companies out there that do the analytics. I have nothing to do with those companies, nor do I even want to look at those numbers. But I will say this, like, if less companies are interested in buying TV time on Fox on Friday night, compared to before when maybe, what was on in the past? 24 was on. Friday, yeah, I'm old. Let's just say it was 24. Sure. 24 was on, and they would have like a bunch of different people trying to buy ad time. Now it's cut back a little bit because of the return on investment. What do you make of this deal? Do you think Fox is just saying I feel like they're saying they've overspent on this and they didn't know what else to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They did, but I think this is more of a WWE decision. That when they parted ways, I don't think Fox wanted to let it go. What are you going to put in place? A sitcom that's only on, half the time,
and probably last about a season,
2 maybe at best.
Yeah.
Let's see what sticks to the wall, or maybe you put the programming that sucks during regular time. Like we're going to see Hell's Kitchen there on Fridays now. Like maybe even Hell's Kitchen's reruns. That's going to be insane.
Well, I mean, sure. I mean, hell, it does get played. Those kinds of shows I do see get played. I've seen them get played at like restaurants if there's a TV on or something. But I do see less wrestling on when I'm out and about, so we'll say that. I don't know. I think if Fox could, if they did a little bit more integration, maybe did a little, actually knew the product a little bit more, rather than their generic, they put that just sports mentality that they had with the NFL, that they had with MLB. They just said, okay, we'll just do the same thing for wrestling and it'll work.
Well,
But it's not the same fan base.
yeah, and you notice it feels much better. It feels like a better watch on FS1. You know how they
Yeah.
move it over from Fox to FS1? It feels like a better watch on that channel, and it doesn't feel. I mean, big time. It does feel big time on Fox. It feels like it fits better on FS1. They just don't know how to juggle that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be good to see SmackDown back on the USA Network. It's not where it started. It started on the UPN.
Yeah,
You
but they
know?
they know what they're doing when it comes to this product, and they
Yes.
know what to expect. They're going to get what are they showing now? Old episodes of CSI from 2001.
Yeah. USA? Yeah. I mean, they get good SVU rerun numbers. I mean,
Yeah,
that thing is on all the time.
all the
Uh,
time.
and it's approaching Thanksgiving, so we're gonna have that's I'm thinking TBS, but we'll probably have SVU all day and all night.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but one person who will be making their debut on another show, Becky Lynch, the
Oh, I can't
former
wait.
NXT Women's World Champion, the former WWE Women's World Champion, the former
Raw and SmackDown champion.
women's was she a women's tag team champion? I don't think she was.
Oh,
I don't
you
think
know
she's
what?
ever won the tag champions yet. That'll be
You
her
know,
next.
if it was like a novelty, like 2 weeks. If it did happen,
I don't think she did. I
Nope,
can't
think you're right.
recall. I know Bailey has. I know Sasha has. Oh,
Mhm.
Charlotte has. Yeah, I don't think Becky's won them. Nonetheless, Becky is not making her bid for the WWE Women's Tag Team Champion. No, she's going to let Chelsea Green take care of that her and Piper Niven. But Lynch is said to be one of the contestants on Celebrity Jeopardy, November 15th.
That has a good ring to it. Celebrity Jeopardy champion.
So actor Macaulay Culkin and Rachel Dratch, is it Rachel Dratch?
That's correct.
Will be competing alongside Lynch. The winner goes to the semifinals.
That should be pretty easy, Becky.
I mean, I'm Team Lynch all the way, man.
Mhm.
Who's the host of Jeopardy? I think it's Ken Jennings, right?
Ken Jennings is the host of regular Jeopardy and Celebrity Jeopardy. I think it's Blossom or Amy Farrah Fowler.
Blossom.
Yeah.
I mean that's how I mean, I guess younger people don't even know what the heck Blossom was. It was a it was a show from the 90s.
But you know what? I think what was the other host name? Jeff? Joey? What's his name?
Jennings?
Ken
Ken
Jennings.
Jennings?
Yeah, Ken Jennings. I think he might be. I think I want to say I saw him in a promo for that, so he might be running that right now.
All right. Well, good on Becky Lynch. I mean, I think they could get some. What are they going to have? Was it Rachel Macaulay Culkin? I guess he can go to the semifinals, but he's a huge wrestling fan. Take the
really?
fall. He's a huge wrestling fan.
Eat the pin, Macaulay.
Yeah, put Becky over Culkin. McCulkin. Is it Culkin or it's Culkin?
Macaulay Culkin.
Macaulay Culkin. I always thought it was Macaulay McCulkin. I don't know why.
You're too complicating it.
Yeah. But take the fall. Dratch will probably be her biggest competition.
SNL fame. Yeah.
Is she part of the new cast or
No, she's an older cast. She's there. She did the old Boston accent with Jimmy Fallon. No, you are. She did that bit. Debbie Downer, big character.
Oh, okay. She's I don't want to say older, but not a young.
She was from the early 2000s cast, I think.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, good on them. It's good to see, someone like her who's some former SNL fame come back like that. But I think Becky Lynch will put them both down and win that Celebrity Jeopardy. I don't know what they win. Probably something for charity.
Totally.
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But something I didn't want to talk about. I never wanted to bring these words up again. Apparently, Ric Flair. Well, first off, he's signed a 2-year, somewhat of a deal with AEW, not as a wrestler, but as kind of like a
Legends deal,
kind of sort of a Legends deal. It's kind of tying in with his Woo energy drink, not to be confused with Wu-Tang Clan's old Woo energy drink. I'm sure they've had one. I don't know.
And all the sugar inside of Yahoo could be considered an energy drink.
Yes, but so we got the news of that the other day. Ric Flair coming back to AEW. Okay, we knew this about a week ago. It's confirmed. You know, he wants to say, "I want to ride on the sunset with you, Sting." Woo, woo, slapping his chest.
Mhm.
Now we're getting word that he spoke to PW Insider, and his doctor has cleared him to take bumps. I mean, come on, man. It's just like this guy really can't leave the ring. He's gonna die in the ring.
He's gonna die in
Yeah.
the ring. That's the only
Uh,
way to go out for him.
I mean, if I was Tony Khan, I mean, yeah, sure, old men can wrestle. You know, the human body is, you know, has done crazier things in this universe, in this
Mm.
time frame, this, you know, whatever.
Mhm.
But does that blood really want to be on your hands, Mr. Tony Khan? I don't think so. I think Ric Flair, especially with all the past stuff. I mean, I don't know why we were aching to put him in to
We're not.
AEW.
Yeah,
Well,
we
not us. No, we
yeah,
never
Tony
were.
is.
We have been a big opponent
Mhm.
of Ric Flair coming back to wrestling. I mean, I get WWE. That it makes sense for me. First off, his daughter's there, making an appearance here and there. I understand that. Even coming in as a legend, you know, Hall of Famer, totally understandable. You know, oh, it's Ric Flair, woo! But now it's like AEW, man, it's really starting to turn into TNA of the early 2000s, where
Mm.
they're just bringing in all these older names for like why are you bringing in Ric Flair? Why are you signing him to a 2-year deal? You know,
Yeah, yeah.
I
They,
don't know.
I think they're trying to open up a demographic, trying to unlock the older generation to watch the newer product. Maybe they have a feeling that the older generation is, against what AEW does. Your
Yeah.
guess is as good as mine. Bad mood, you guys. It's not gonna look good on TV. You're gonna have a Ric Flair rocking an old school Ric Flair Four Horsemen shirt. Um, he's going to be in tag matches the whole time with a 60-year-old Sting.
Well,
And
he's not saying he's coming back for a match. He's just saying
okay,
he's cleared to take bumps.
okay, well, okay, if you have a Ric Flair that's just getting punched and knocked out, while he's in the ring, okay, while he's in or outside the ring,
Yeah.
okay, I guess.
I mean,
I
I
don't
guess
know. I don't know how I feel about this.
this guy was like on his deathbed
Yeah.
a couple years ago, you know, and
Mhm.
now he's had his last match. Everyone was like, "Oh, that was a horrible match. We don't ever want to see that again." We saw what happened. We saw what a Ric Flair match looks like
Yeah. Yeah.
in 2022. We don't need to
Mhm.
see that again.
Mm-mm. No.
So AEW, I think they're a little lost right now. You know,
Well,
I
let's take it tongue in cheek, first of all, because it is Ric Flair speaking. We don't know that Tony Khan gave the okay for him to do anything other
well,
than
okay,
be a
no. Ric Flair is just saying his doctor has
yes,
cleared him to take
yes,
bumps.
yes.
He is
So,
not saying,
mhm,
"Woo, I'm coming back, baby. Tag matches, Sting, me,
mhm,
Darby, woo,
mhm,
woo."
mhm, exactly,
He's just
exactly.
saying, "Hey, spoke to my doctor. Doctor did some tests. Doctor said if I want to take a bump, it's okay. I will not die." Sure, I don't believe it, but I'm not a doctor, so
Yeah,
you know.
exactly. Let's just hope Tony Khan has some sense and goes, okay, well, we'll get our doctors on that right away. We'll let you
Who
know.
was who was that doctor that Trump would go see? Like he's like, I'm the healthiest guy ever. Ask
Yeah.
my doctor. And it was like this guy with
I'm
like
185.
he had like the like long blonde hair, like tan
Yeah,
skin,
yeah. He was a super hippie guy.
and
Yeah.
he was also like 65 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Hey
he was like
man,
wrinkled.
I subscribed him some Marinol pills. Yeah, man. He's really chill.
Oh,
He's really
he's like the
cool
healthiest
shit.
guy ever, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Got some lewds, some dudes, and some woos. I don't
You
know.
should see his tattoos.
But
Yeah.
I do not want to see Trump's tattoos. I know he's got one hidden somewhere.
Dude,
Uh,
remember the Faces of Death VHSs? And you would
somewhat.
see
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
would
yeah.
I would totally see that.
That's just one of them. You want to see my tattoo? He like
Look
lifts
at
up his
the
butt cheek and like there's a tattoo of I don't know
Roy
something.
Orbison.
Yeah, a big Roy Orbison fan. You didn't know that? I love
Yeah.
Willie Nelson.
Oh my god.
Well, something to look forward to. Not that, but WWE Crown Jewel is this weekend.
Oh my god, that is an epic segue. I'm sorry. That was the
Going
best.
from from Trump to Saudi Arabia. It's been done a lot. I
It
mean,
has.
but let's look at the card because we're gonna go through, like I said, we're gonna go through AEW Dynamite and NXT. So let's just get through this first. Because WWE Crown Jewel is this weekend. We
Mhm.
kicked off with a pre-show: Sami Zayn versus JD McDonough. Is this Sami Zayn's first match in Saudi Arabia?
It is. It
That's pretty significant development, and not
And it's a
just
pre-match?
a pre-show match. Yeah, so I mean, I wonder if they're that I don't know. I'm just speculating. I guess you could speculate any such way at this point, but in the past, Sami Zayn was not going to come into Saudi Arabia because of his was it his Syrian
Syrian descent.
background.
Mhm.
Yes, and I guess there was conflict, but now he is coming into Saudi Arabia. I don't know the geopolitical ramifications of that,
Yeah.
nor do I really know what that word means. But
Yeah.
it's really it really does say something.
It does,
For
yeah, but
Sami
I
Zayn
mean,
coming in Saudi Arabia.
just in general, right now, things over in the Middle East are insane, right?
To say the
E
least, yes.
to say at least, even, with the US facing a couple of, bombings in some of their bases, uh, it's crazy that WWE is still like, "Okay, we're on board, let's go." I'm worried.
Well, Saudi Arabia is not Palestine, it's
No,
not
but,
Gaza, it's not
Mhm.
Turkey, so I mean, I would say they're probably on the safe side. Saudi Arabia is not a genuine like a target right now,
Yes, no, it's
but
adjacent, it's Target adjacent.
but flying through
Uh-huh.
over or above or wherever. I mean, yeah, it's definitely more tension at this time than it is in past. And
Yeah.
another thing, apparently, there's supposed to be rain this weekend over there, and there's no
Oh, sweet.
roof. So,
Sweet.
so I wonder if because in the past you would see a lot of like the Royals sitting down below at ringside. I
Oh, yeah.
wonder if they
They're
all
gonna
just
be
like go inside and they just like the entire ringside's empty.
Oh, yeah. They're gonna
Back,
do no, they're gonna open up ringside to the peasants. We'll take the luxury boxes.
yeah, we'll take the covered areas.
Mhm, mhm.
Next up, Io Sky with Bailey and Dakota Kai in her corner are taking on Bianca Belair for the women's championship. I mean, I don't know, man. I think Io Sky. I think this championship run has been kind of lackluster, to say the very, very least,
But
because she
it's
hasn't
lack
done
of
anything.
opponents.
But
Yeah.
how many weeks has it been? Like, it's
Been
been months.
been a month. It's been over a month. Yeah.
I think it's time. I think Bianca
No,
wins
please
this title.
no. No, I like Io Sky to stay champion. Bianca just came back. She needs to go through some trials and tribulations. I think a heel run is in the future, the near future. So hopefully this is the beginning of that. Planting the seeds.
Yeah. Next up, we have John Cena taking on Solo Sikoa in a singles match. I mean,
No way John Cena wins that, right?
what? Are you serious?
Oh, I forgot. This is non-canon, and we're in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, he's totally gonna get over.
Yeah. I mean, well, I mean, he has been doing the losing streak thing on TV, and
Yeah,
there is a chance, like, hey, he could still lose. You still have the bloodline. He can get screwed out of a win.
he could.
What?
Yep.
What if Roman comes out and gives him a Superman punch? What
Yeah,
if
they always pop the crowd out in Saudi Arabia, though.
Jimmy Uso? Yeah, exactly. So there's a chance he can lose, but I'm playing the safe side. I say John Cena wins this match.
Yeah, dude, don't be surprised if we get another fast lane and we get a full-on all-face winners.
Next up, Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest in a singles match. I mean, Cody needs to go over. There's no
Hmm.
reason why he shouldn't.
Yeah,
Rey Mysterio defending his United States Championship against Logan Paul.
we could see an exchange there.
I think we're going to see a new United States champion. Yeah. I think
You know,
Logan
I
Paul with that title.
I actually did a little bit of research. I don't remember the exact titles, but I know Bray Wyatt won one title in Saudi Arabia, and there was another title change. I think it was a tag team title. Those are the only two exchanges that were in Saudi Arabia. So we're looking at the third one here with Rey Mysterio, Logan Paul.
Yes. And you have Rhea Ripley defending her women's world championship against in a fatal 5-way against Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, and Raquel Rodriguez. I think Rhea Ripley holds onto this title. There's no reason to take that thing off her.
She's too hot. Mm-hmm.
I honestly say keep the title on her and have her run through the Royal Rumble, number 1, number 1 to 3rd,
Ooh,
and have her win
yeah.
it, and then have her call out Bianca. I know it's kind of like a Roman,
Mm-hmm.
or whoever the WWE champion. It's like kind of a Roman having 2 belts storyline, but hey,
Mm-hmm.
it's something they can do, and I'd like to see Bianca, or not Bianca, but Rhea just kind of tear through it again.
Yeah, I'm totally down for that, and I would like to see the mistakes done with Roman Reigns fixed in a way, so you don't have her carrying 2 belts. She just unifies it and goes, "I'm the one champion. This is the one title."
Yeah. Next up, we have Seth freaking Rollins defending his world championship against Drew McIntyre. I mean, in this match specifically, I think Seth pulls this victory out. I think he wins the title. I think he keeps the title in this match.
I say he does win the title
But
without asking for the help of Judgment Day, but receiving the help of Judgment Day, if that makes any sense.
yeah, there. Okay, there was one way where I thought Drew wins. If
Yes.
Drew wins with the help of Judgment Day, right? Let's say they help him. But at the same time, he's weakened. He wins that title. He's holding it. All of a sudden, they turn on him, and then Damian Priest cashes in. And I think Damian Priest is cashing in this Money in the Bank no matter what.
Yeah.
And I think he's walking out the new world champion.
Ooh.
I don't think there's a reason not to. Have him walk around with 3 belts. Why not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think it's time to pull the trigger on him, especially since they've been having Seth Rollins do the whole like, I'm hurt.
Yeah. I would like
all
that
the
better
time.
as a Survivor Series moment.
Could be. I mean, that would be a good thing to pop the other show. So, but I
Because
mean,
you don't have to go all out in Saudi Arabia. You can just have Seth Rollins win this. No problem. Easy.
one
And
thing I thought,
you still have Roman Reigns in the main event.
yeah, and Roman Reigns retains. I mean, there's no way LA Knight's winning that title.
Not even a little bit. We talked about it last week. Yeah.
No, there's a reason why they're doing it in Saudi Arabia, and I said it last week. It's because they don't want to do it in front of the American fan base where they get booed out of the building.
Yes.
So that's why they're doing it here. But one thing I thought about, you mentioned Survivor Series. You know what? We're kind of going into this retro month. We're watching Survivor Series 1990, and one thing I do kind of like, I haven't even watched the card yet because I've been watching the build up, is the layout of the show. It's like multiple Survivor Series matches and then a battle royal at the end with all the winners. I think that's cool.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Good concept.
And I think the winner probably could get, because it kind of leads to a Royal Rumble. I get you don't want to have a Royal Rumble before the Royal Rumble, but
yeah. No, there's a battle royal. It's different.
So, I mean, hey, crown jewels this weekend. We'll see what happens. I mean, not guaranteed, but we'll probably see some new champions walking out of Saudi Arabia, in my opinion.
At most, too. At most.
Well, let's kick it off. Let's go through both these shows from this week. I'm going to start things off sequentially with NXT Halloween Havoc Night 2 taking place on October 31st. That's right, Halloween evening, 2023. We kicked it off with another performance from whatever band that performed last week, but I think it was the same video, honestly.
Nightmare or something.
Because it was the same song, New Year's Day or whatever, which doesn't make sense for them to perform that song on Halloween Havoc.
Yeah, it was just,
whatever.
Triple H recommended it to Shawn Michaels. Shawn, I think this would be great.
Everything in like WWE now, since Triple H takeover, everyone's just like very rock and roll. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everything is just like everyone. It's all like Judgment Day is so over. Like the Hot Topic group that wasn't over when Vince was, like they were kind of a comedy thing.
Yeah.
Now they're like the top faction in WWE. And, I just think it's funny. It's like
they are the Hot Topic after all.
They are the Hot Topic WWE.
Yeah.
But another hot topic of WWE this past week has been the Creed brothers.
Yeah.
Because they beat the Alpha Academy on Raw this week. And then on NXT, they defeated Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo in a tables, ladders, and scares match.
Ooh.
So right off the bat, Humberto and Angel come out to the ring wearing some cool, pretty cool sugar skull masks, which, you know, it's Halloween, but I mean, heck, I thought it'd be cool if they kind of added something like that to their whole repertoire. You know,
Oh yeah, good idea.
you see, you know, was it Andrade? He comes out with that black skull mask,
La
that
sombra.
black leather mask. Yeah.
Mhm.
But I thought since there's nobody doing that in WWE, have them kind of do something similar, you know, some masks that when they come out in the beginning and then they take them off.
Yeah.
So
Leyenda used to do that too, right?
who?
I mean, LWO.
Oh yeah. Well, didn't Sin Cara have, or Ray? Ray had a mask over his mask. Remember?
Yeah, he would do that a
And he would
lot and
take.
then give it out.
He'd be like, "Here you go, little kid."
Yeah, but you
You
remember
know?
LWO, Leyenda del Fantasma? Those guys
No.
before when they were in NXT, the LWO guys before they were in NXT. When they were in
Oh,
the,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
they all
yeah,
had the mask and
yeah.
did that
Legado
thing.
del Fantasma. Yeah. So we kick it off with the Creed brothers defeating Angel and Umberto. Right off the back, the Creed brothers break out a table, slamming Umberto through a table. Who's slamming him through Angel, who was on the table with a Death Valley driver. And the whole story of this match was just tables, 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 tables. Heck, tables.
Mhm.
And I don't know what has happened in recent weeks or years, but tables are the most over thing in wrestling lately. You can have a sword in the ring, and
Mhm.
tables are just, you know, the thing like everybody wants. I don't get it.
Apparently, by the chance, yeah.
But there are like 3 table spots in this match, and by the end of it, I mean, I think they were just trying to get people to stop chanting for tables.
Let's just oversaturate it.
Let's just oversaturate the beginning of the show
Mhm.
and get it over with. They'll stop chanting for tables because it'll sound stupid by the end of the night.
Yeah.
So, um, the two teams go back and forth using multiple ladders and chairs as weapons. The Creed brothers set up 2 more tables on the outside, while Humberto and Angel set up some sort of contraption inside the ring involving laying a ladder on 3 chairs. Julius goes to the top rope battling Umberto. That's when Angel gets up to the top turnbuckle, slamming Julius into the ladders and chairs, followed by slamming Brutus through the tables that were set up on the outside. Julius is then thrown into another ladder, breaking the ladder in half, exposing the quote unquote metal ladders with splinters. Did you notice that?
No, I didn't.
So he slams him in one of the ladders, and it looks. And I know it's the leg, and maybe I'm just dumb and I don't know tools, but
Mhm.
they all paint these things like they're all metal, and I've seen ladders that are all metal, and this thing had wooden legs and metal. You know,
Like spikes coming out.
yeah. I mean, well, because it was splintered.
Yeah.
Metal doesn't
No, it doesn't.
splinter.
No, it doesn't.
I know that,
Yeah,
but who knows? Maybe there actually are ladders that are made like this, but
maybe
doesn't
just
make
the
sense.
feet were wood.
I think this is a gimmick ladder.
Yeah. Totally.
Brutus beats down on both men with a chair, uses the ladder as a windmill. Angel gets knocked off the top rope through a table. Then inside the ring, we have a Brutus bomb to Umberto. The Creed's double bomb, or the Creed's double pin Umberto for the pin and the win. I thought this was a fun opening match. The Creed brothers have the rocket strapped to them going to Monday Night Raw
Yeah.
with this under their belts and against Alpha Academy. I mean, hell, I think they're going to be challenging for the tag titles, at least challenging for them soon.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
So, any thoughts on this match, Jose?
Forget that. What's going on with Shotzi and Scarlett? What are they wearing today?
Well, was Shotzi wearing the Pennywise?
Yeah.
And then Scarlett was wearing something, but they're playing with a Ouija board.
She was sexy something.
And they're looking for a new ghost host because apparently they're done hosting the shows.
Mm-hmm.
They were just like, hey, we didn't even mention they opened the show with them showing up an Ecto One.
Oh right.
Yeah, and I was kind of disappointed because I want that noise effect. Anytime I see Ecto One, I want yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they showed up, but multiple costumes all night. But that's at this point is when Alba Fire and Isla Dawn walked in, apparently taking over as the new ghost host of the show, which I don't know how they didn't get copyright claimed from Disney on that. Next up, Joe Gacy. He's coming back, and he did a video package. He's spooky. He has a new piercing. People don't trust him. He doesn't trust people. I'm over it already.
Yeah.
Is this guy? I mean, they need to really do something with him. And I mean, he's a worker. We've seen him work before and actually have a good match. But this whole spooky thing, this thing seemed like something out of a 1990s like TV drama
Mm-hmm.
on like NBC. About serial killers. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
very like mellow, but very like fake dark, like mellow dark.
Oh, right. Well, I mean, NXT they've been treading the 90s waters recently with a lot of the stuff that they're doing. So it's not a surprise.
Yeah. Fallon Henley versus Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany attacks Fallon right as she's coming out to the ring, slams Fallon's knee into the post, and that's it. We don't get a match.
Has Tiffany Stratton taken a nosedive since she won the championship? What's going on?
Or you lost the championship, or was it lost the championship to Becky?
Yeah, lost. Yeah.
So apparently she has wrestled on a house show this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not her.
Okay.
So I wonder what's going on. Maybe Fallon was hurt, but there's a reason. Like they set this up last week with Fallon Henley doing a spot on Tiffany Stratton impersonation.
Mm-hmm. Have they cooled down on Tiffany, you think?
I don't know why. I mean,
yeah,
she's great. I love her. I mean, I think her whole character is great, especially since she's taking it from an actual movie character from was it High School Musical, has Sharpay. I know you know who that is. I know, but that's apparently who she's taking the character from. It's like a rich girl who like,
it's a good character. Yes,
yeah,
it's a good character.
She does it well. Next up, Meta 4. They're searching for their Heritage Cup at a spooky haunted house, and they're dressed like Mystery Inc. With Noam Dar dressed like Scooby. No one dressed as Fred. But I mean, all the segments. I mean, we'll just go through the entire segment now. They kind of continue throughout the night, and they're searching for the Heritage Cup. Who Akira Tozawa has stolen last week. But apparently, Akira Tozawa is now leads an army of ghouls. Like that. What? If this is not revealed to be Alpha, like I thought they should have revealed it to be Alpha Academy underneath there. Be like, hey, we helped you out. Like, hey, was that good? We helped you out. Ha ha ha. And then have Otis say something funny, But the fact that like Akira Tozawa just is in charge of these people now, like, doesn't make any sense to me.
No.
But basically
it's very meta for the 4.
But basically it all sets up a Heritage Cup match set for next week. Noam Dar versus Akira Tozawa. Next up, we have Dominic Mysterio defeating Nathan. God, I can't say his name. Nathan Fraser. It's Fraser, right?
Isn't that Fraser?
It's not Fraser. It's Fraser.
Yeah.
Fraser.
Fraser.
To retain the NXT North American title. And Dominic didn't even dress up. I mean, he just came out in his old prisoner's gear, coming down to the ring.
He wasn't ready for Halloween.
But he came out in a kind of, gimmicky prisoner outfit, black and white stripes.
Spirit store.
Where Rhea Ripley came out dressed like I want to say like a Resident Evil special ops cop.
That makes more sense.
That to me, that's what I thought. But I couldn't stop staring at Dominic's fur boots. Like, what was up with those?
I don't know. Him and boots for some reason. Like he has those tassels too.
I love the tassels.
Really?
I like the tassels on the pants, but I think the fur boots are taking it a little too like that's a bit much.
Tone it down. It's supposed to help with speed. It gives the illusion of speed.
Well,
the tassels. I don't know about the fur boots. The fur boots give the illusion of tackiness.
I was gonna say fur boots, man. That's kind of cool. So I thought they had a good match. Dominic keeps getting better and better with each passing month. I honestly think he's going to be one of the top heels in WWE one day. He's gonna be world champion one day.
One day, yes, he is. He's just got to bulk up a little bit. I can't wait for the day that he goes face again. Oh, the crowd's gonna eat that up.
The match picked up fast with Nathan Frazier. I'm just gonna say Frazier running circles around Dominic. We get a Dos Amigos to Frazier, but Dominic goes for the third one, and Frazier hits a suplex on Dominic. The two trade insecurities. Frazier goes for a dive. Rhea pushes Dominic out of the way, seemingly giving Dominic the upper hand. But no, just when Dominic thinks he is okay, Frazier gets in the ring and hits another dive to Mysterio. We get a suplex followed by a twisting suplex to Dominic Mysterio. Not quite like Seth Rollins' suplex, Falcon Arrow, but kind of the same mentality. Super kick to Mysterio. Frazier then pushed off the top turnbuckle onto the announce table. He's thrown back into the ring. A frog splash, and Dominic Mysterio gets the pin and a win, winning cleanly in this match.
Let's legitimize the kid. Yes.
So after the match, he was taken out by Wesley, who my autocorrection says Wesley. But Wesley came out and attacked him and held the title up because he wants to win that title back from Dominic. What do you think about Wesley coming back to NXT? I mean, it's the Dominic thing.
Dominic needs, somebody to
fodder.
Yeah, he does, and perfect. I'm down. Have him get another clean win.
And it kind of seems like Judgment Day is teetering, like they're either going to go one way or another right now. You have, Damian Priest complaining like, who's making matches for me now? Who's the leader? But, it's like, okay, well, if they're going to start, falling and crumbling, you got to see them start losing matches, and maybe Damian Priest doesn't win the title, and maybe Dominic loses his title.
Yeah. No, I like that this has been an ongoing thing. Keep the tension, keep teasing, keep going with that. Right now they're as hot can be. So you push these guys to the moon.
Yeah.
Once things start getting stale, that's when you start, pulling the trigger on this guy doesn't like this guy doesn't like this guy. Rhea Ripley is making bad decisions. Finn Balor's had enough.
Yeah, and I don't think that. I think they started to do that, but I don't think they should. I really think they should keep them going and have literally have them win all the titles.
Yeah.
That one up Judgment Day because Judgment Day didn't, or one up the Bloodline because the Bloodline didn't hold the women's title. The Bloodline, they held the tag titles and the Universal, but they didn't hold the world title. They didn't hold the women's title. So
no US, no Intercontinental, nothing.
And you can see JD McDonough maybe winning a US or Intercontinental, not Intercontinental, but maybe a US title, off of Logan Paul or something.
Yes. Oh my God. Can you imagine? Make these guys hold because, in the era of everybody breaking records and everybody saying they're the best ever, we have, I'm not going to go through it, but you can make the Judgment Day the best faction ever lived. They can carry that.
You could, yeah.
And so we're better than the Horsemen, better than NWO, better than Evolution, better than DX. We're the best, and they're headed that way, legit.
And I think people really have to realize that sometimes we build these factions up in our head. Sometimes we think about the NWO like, oh, they were running roughshod for years, when really it was like 2 years at their main run. Yeah, their main run as like main faction in the world of wrestling. Was not that long. Bullet Club, only a few years. Four Horsemen, I know they were generations that went on for generations, but like the height of the Four Horsemen, probably like 5 to 6 years.
Yeah, and they were never hugely dominant. Okay, so Ric Flair had a world title, and then Arn had the TV title, and maybe a tag title.
Yeah, and then you would see other people win, secondary titles here and there. Ric Flair would constantly win the world title. But I mean, if you take nostalgia out of it, yes, I think Judgment Day is on pace to being one of the best factions of all time.
Yeah, no, every time they hold up all their accomplishments, I'm like, wow, they got a lot.
And I think they've already surpassed the Bloodline for sure.
For sure.
Because the Bloodline never really pulled the trigger. I always thought Bloodline could have been more. The Bloodline could have pulled the trigger on the entire family, the entire the Anoa'i family going into, and like, even having video package of maybe somebody at their home calling Roman, like, hey, like having the elders congratulate Roman more, things like that. But they never did. And it seemed kind of like flat at some points.
Missed opportunity. Yeah, totally.
Next up we have JC Jane and Andre Chase backstage. Jane, she's telling Chase that, she should be thanking him, and tells her that she better help her win the WWE World Tag Team titles tonight or that night. In walks the family. That's Tony D'Angelo and Channing Stacks Lorenzo. They tell Andre Chase that he owes them what's fair, and apparently it's not just a rematch. something's going on with Andre Chase and the family. Like
Mhm.
some sort of deal was struck at some certain point. You know, did the family take a fall?
Hmm.
Maybe for Andre Chase, maybe they said, "Hey, we'll give you these tag titles if you do whatever for us." You know,
Mhm.
I don't know, but something's going on here, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
did you
totally.
got that?
Yeah, I'm getting a very mafia theme going on, and let's see where it takes us.
More metaphor in the Halloween house. We talked about all that. Next up, Mr. Stone versus Braun Breaker. Of course, Braun Breaker defeated Mr. Stone. It was pretty much everything we thought it was going to be.
Mhm.
Robert Stone got his one punch on Braun, and Braun speared the hell out of Robert Stone. Um, so after this match, Breaker pulls Stone to the outside, looking to slam his head into the stairs, a la Von Wagner. Out comes Von Wagner, who's apparently his head is still just wrapped up,
Oh my god, it's the worst rap job too.
and I'm just like, is his head okay?
Yeah,
Like,
he's
how
yeah.
how is he coming out to the ring? Like, is he oozing? Is there some sort of blood? Is there some sort of fluid leaking out of his ears or something? Because there's no reason to be having that thing on his head. Will he wrestle in that thing next week, Jose?
Oh yes, 100%. He'll show up with it, and it's gonna be a mess. Sometimes I forget that NXT, because I'm brand new again. Sometimes I forget that NXT is a developmental type of um, league, um, and you got to put up with some of these lesser polished characters, and that's how this is coming off. I mean, Braun Breaker is money in the bank,
Yeah,
but Von Wagner, no, not so much. Well, TBD, to be determined.
yeah. And then we have Reggie. He's with was it Bronco and Lucian as OTM or OTP?
Man, I have okay. Yeah,
This
please
was a good
continue.
promo. I
Hmm.
mean, I will say that Reggie, who the former sommelier of Carmella, the former Scripps, who was the luchador poem writer, poetist, is it, or
Hmm.
poet,
Poet, poet.
the luchador poet. Apparently he's talking about, you don't know where I'm from. I've watched my uncle die, in my living room when I was 8. Back in my hood, they called me Scripps because something, but it wasn't
Mhm.
because he was a luchador poet. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
But what did you think of these guys? They look good. Lucian and Bronco, Lucian Price and Bronco.
They
These,
do, but the grill thing was really weird. It screams of exploitation or black exploitation. I want to say,
okay,
um,
yeah, yeah,
it's WWE. I know, um, and I'm not saying that Reggie's not legit coming from hard times, but with someone like let's say Booker T, who did come through, we've seen his life story. We know what he went through.
shucky ducky quack
It,
quack.
it, it came off more authentic. I
Yeah.
don't feel the authenticity here. But it's the first time out. Let's see where this goes. Let's see where it breathes. You got to let it breathe a little bit before you make a judgment on it, right?
Well, you also have this guy Reggie, who, like I said, is multiple characters. He's been
Yeah. It
silly comedy characters before.
yeah, it
It's hard.
feels like they're reaching,
It's
and I don't know how authentic it is.
it's hard to take him serious. Looking at these two
Mhm.
guys, Lucian Price and Bronco, okay, I could see what you're saying, borderline black exploitation. At the same time, like, this could be their characters. This could be like, no, we're bringing our vibe to this company. We're not
Yeah.
going to come in and dress like Damian Priest and Rhea
Nope.
Ripley. We're not going to
Mhm.
come in and be the rock and roll guys. We're not going to have a chain wallet fall from our pants doing a spear. No, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
we're going
Mhm.
to come in and be who we are, and maybe who they are is grills and
Yeah. So
wife beater tank tops.
right. Well, what I'm saying is, at first glance, it seems like they're reaching and they're trying really hard, but
Yeah,
authenticity always shines through. So leading into the weeks, we'll see where this goes, and we'll see how real these
yeah,
guys are.
yeah. Next up, Thea Hale and JC Jane versus they were defeated by Piper Niven and Chelsea Green. The end of this match saw JC Jane trying to use one of the tag titles as a weapon. Andre Chase taking the title away from her, saying that she's better than that and she could win it on her own. Yet
Mhm.
she gets hit with the unprettier by Chelsea Green.
It's not a very pretty move. I think they put adjustments on that, right?
Well, it is called the Unprettier,
Mm-hmm.
so it's got a good name if it's not that pretty of a move.
It does.
But no, she doesn't hit it that great. It looked a little sloppy.
Yeah, I almost think that they told her,
Christian can do it.
yeah, you can't do it as well as Christian because concussion protocols, and you're not as careful as he is.
Could
Maybe
be, yeah.
lighten up on it, or if you're going to take the move, lift your head up a little bit. Don't get fully caught in it.
Yeah. Lexis King is with Mackenzie Mitchell backstage. He flirts with Mackenzie. She shoos him off, and he's like, "All right, girl, that's cool. I'm gonna go do something else." And then that's it. I don't know about this Lexis King guy, Brian Pillman Jr. I don't know. I feel like they keep mentioning his father to the point like they have to do something, and he's going to come back as Brian Pillman Jr.
Yeah. I will give him credit though, because AEW didn't know what to do with him, or I should say, he didn't know what to do with himself, because AEW lets you have a little bit of free reign. He needed the structure and the creativity of WWE to advance his name. So it's better than what he was, and his hairstyle is much better now too.
Well, he was doing was the varsity blondes, with was it Griffin something? What was his name?
I don't remember the guy. Not
Anyway,
memorable. See, that's
Julia Hart and. Anyways, next up, Lola Vice defeated Kalani Jordan to win the NXT Women's Breakout Tournament.
I didn't expect that.
It was a match. I mean, I don't know. Lola Vice was able to dodge a split leg moonsault and then hit her kick to the side of the head to win the match. I didn't think it was that great of a match, but hey, they're building her up for something.
Yeah.
More metaphor in the haunted house, and then we get the NXT champion Ilya Dragunov. He defeated Carmelo Hayes to retain his title, and I mean, this wasn't as good as their first match. It wasn't as good as their pay-per-view match, but it was a great match, and it was something to be expected. It was just like going into Breaker and Robert Stone. You knew what was to be expected. You knew what was to be expected here. It was and like I said, it was a great ending to their trilogy. So another a really great spot of this match is when Carmelo hit that inside outside DDT to the side of the ring that WWE just plastered everywhere. Jesus Christ, man. Dragunov's head went right into the canvas.
Canvas?
Not yet. Later tonight, maybe. But
right.
but honestly, although Dragunov, he's getting a little over with me. I'm starting to kind of like the guy now. Like he's really starting to fit in his role as NXT champion.
Yeah, just his. Again, I'm new here. Just the face. How am I going to say this?
His
looking at
his
him,
characteristics.
Yes, that and
mannerisms.
Yeah, everything, the whole package, right? Visually, I'm talking about walking into the ring before even seeing this guy do anything in ring.
I don't like that.
Yeah,
but
I'm turned off by that. But as soon as this guy starts working, wow.
Oh yeah, he's one of the best workers there on NXT.
Yeah.
So Dragunov goes for the H-bomb, but Carmelo catches him with a code breaker. Melo goes to the top, and then all of a sudden, Trick Williams comes out and stares down Carmelo. We get a Torpedo Mosca to Melo, and Dragunov retains his title. And then Trick Williams comes down to the ring and stares a hole right through Carmelo, and it goes off the air. I'm assuming they're still standing there. Am I wrong to think that?
They're going to be standing there until next Tuesday.
I hope they come back on the air. If they just come back on the air and they're just standing there still, that would be great.
Last week,
Melo would have to run around the ring like 50 times beforehand to get that sweat build up.
Yeah,
but good show.
Puddles of pee everywhere. Yeah, good show. Presentation. That's the word I'm looking for. His presentation is not polished enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, good show. Good Halloween. The good end to Halloween.
And I will say this, Carmelo, just like Dominic Mysterio, and if Carmelo, like, I don't want to say if he beefs up, but honestly, if he gets a little bit more muscle on him, if he gets a little bit more swole, I definitely can see him being a major player on the main roster.
Oh yeah, definitely. They need to hang out with Otis and what's his name?
Gable?
Yeah, no, not Gable. What's his name? Why am I blanking on his name?
Tucker Knight,
There you go.
Heavy Machinery,
Shakes, and shakes,
Stakes and Weights,
steaks and
Steak,
weights. I always get
Stakes
that.
and Weights. Got to get your pump on, and then get your protein after your pump.
Yeah.
PAP, protein after pump, man. Come on.
Sorry.
Anyways, AEW Dynamite this week kicked off, I believe, again with Renee Paquette backstage, because it kicked off last week with her backstage, correct?
I think so.
She's backstage with MJF. She's asking him who his partner can be, and he wants to talk to his partner via video chat. He cuts to Adam Cole, who is actually joined live via video. They're talking back and forth. Adam Cole was not recorded ahead of time. He popped right on that video because Adam Cole, God bless the guy, he has not shaved in weeks.
Yeah,
His
it's a little
beard, he was a little fuzzy wuzzy, and he's just waking up every morning, just like, all right, Britt, later, and then like popping on the Xbox or whatever, and then playing, because he's a huge gamer.
Yeah.
So he's just chilling, playing games, just like all day. He's just letting things like the beard go. But MJF, he talks to Adam Cole for a little bit. That's when Roderick Strong comes in with Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. He's screaming for Adam. I love Adam Cole. He's like, I'm right here. I can hear you.
Yeah.
Eventually, Adam cuts off the call because Roderick's complaining about not being asked to join MJF as tag partners tonight. So, hey, I mean, and then it cuts to the Devil again. Any thoughts on the Devil this week, Jose?
There's the Tony Khan is trolling us. Did you see that video with Doja Cat and all the
yes.
And then you see
Britt Baker
do the
do the devil horns.
Dude, they're so swerving us in every direction.
You know what?
I love it. It's great. Thank you. That's a great thought.
I think that would be fun.
It would be, yeah. That she's beating up on all these dudes for Adam.
Especially if you cut to, in a couple weeks, you're gonna have Full Gear, right? And is that next week? Oh God. No. But you're gonna have Full Gear, and MJF is in 2 matches, one of which is a 2-on-1 handicap match against who was it? God, why am I blanking on them? But anyways,
so much going on with MJF nowadays that it's hard to keep track.
Oh, the Guns.
There you go. Yeah, wouldn't it be great if Brick comes out to make the save and they win?
The Devil comes out. MJF, he's getting beaten. The lights go out. All of a sudden, the Devil's there. Devil puts
all black,
their hand out. Yeah, mask on and everything. Tag. All of a sudden, go in. They start doing Adam Cole's moveset. Who knows Adam Cole's moveset? Britt Baker. She goes in. She hits the Panama Sunrise. She hits the Shining Wizard. 1, 2, 3. She holds up the other tag title, and then MJF looks at them. She takes her mask off. It's Britt Baker.
Oh, that would be, man.
But who were the other people beating down on that's the real question, though. It's still good.
You don't have to explain that.
Let's look at the just like the ghouls, with the Tozawa.
Let's look at
the suspects.
They're hired mercenaries.
You have Britt Baker, who can beat them. Roderick and Matt Taven and Mike Bennett is the obvious choice. I think Kyle O'Reilly is another choice.
A very good choice as well.
And people have been speculating. I think it's far out there, but what if CM Punk wasn't really fired?
And that would be another golden moment. That I would totally be down for that. And I would call Tony Khan the genius of all geniuses.
I would call him a genius, yet I'm like, you asshole, like you really like worked us all to the umph degree.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point of Carneyville. That's the whole point. That's why we're here. That's why we picked up microphones for that.
But like something like that, it's just, it would, I don't know. Every time Punk gets hurt, he comes back and, maybe he really was fired. And I think he really was, but it's far out there. People have been talking about it. But I think those are the suspects. You have Roderick, you have Kyle, you have Britt, and you have Punk. Those are the 4 people that I think it can be out of.
Yeah. And, out of all of them, I rank them. Oh, this is a tough choice. I don't know if I want CM Punk or Britt being the devil first or second.
I want Britt
That's what I want to see.
because it's fun, and I also don't feel like I was like worked like in a
cheated
weird
out of
way.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
like with the CM Punk thing, I feel like I was just blatantly lied to, as
Mhm.
opposed to like, uh, okay, what can we believe coming out of AEW now? Can we believe any statements? Can we believe any reports?
Yeah,
You know?
but that's the whole point.
But it also kind of that Russo meter, it starts to tick to the Russo degrees. Just
Oh,
saying.
you know what? I would think this is actually, if CM Punk does come back, and it'll be good to know, and I would be reassured to know that CM Punk isn't such a dick.
Yeah, yeah,
that he
yeah, yeah.
actually has that he actually has a really good working relationship with Tony Khan, and they've been working really hard to keep this under wraps. And
And
they've been
the people that were under the other man, it was like Jungle Boy and like the Bucks, you know what I mean?
yeah,
And like it's like,
Hangman.
whoa, and yeah, and some new weird faction.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
hey,
fantasy booking. That's why they call it fantasy.
yeah. But the first match of AEW kicked off with Orange Cassidy defeated Claudio Castagnoli to retain his AEW International title. This was another great match, good way to start the show. Multiple varieties of different breakers left and right to Orange Cassidy. Eventually, Claudio drops OC onto a barricade, with OC falling directly on his elbow. And as Claudio and Wheeler are looking over Orange Cassidy's body, Hook comes out to the ring because apparently he has his Orange Cassidy's mom is picking them both up and driving them both after school. Like
Yeah.
it's just funny how they both carry backpacks.
Mm-hmm,
You know what I
mm-hmm.
mean? I want all the best friends to carry backpacks now. Like I want
Yes.
Statlander to have a backpack. I want Trent Beretta, Chuck Taylor, wherever they are, to carry backpacks.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Hook is in charge of the snacks.
Yes, he.
Orange has the title. Best friends need to be in charge of the drinks.
Yes. Oh yeah, they definitely have like the stash.
Yeah. And
Uh,
Chris has the board games. There you go.
oh yeah, yeah. She brings the board games and the D&D books.
Exactly.
Eventually, Hook and Wheeler Yuta get sent to the back. Claudio carries OC back to the ring. They battle to the top turnbuckle, with OC trying to hit a sunset flip power bomb, but Claudio hangs on to the top ropes. But Claudio uses his pure raw strength to pick up Cassidy by the neck and brings him back to the top turnbuckle, hitting a stalling superplex off the top rope, which was crazy. There was even that moment where Claudio was swinging Orange by his neck, and I
Oh my
feel like
God.
he had to stop because he was like, "Okay, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna break his
seriously
neck."
good. Yeah. Yeah.
As they come back from break, we're shown Wheeler, Yuta, and Hook. They're continuing their confrontation backstage. Orange Cassidy goes for the orange punch when Claudio pops Orange into the air looking for the European uppercut. That's when Orange hits Claudio with the Poison Rana with the pin and the win to retain his title. Thought it was a great match. AEW Dynamite is continuing their streak of having great matches to begin the show. That being said, there were a couple of spots that they didn't seem like they were on the exact same page.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're just one person was going a little faster than the other. But which is really weird because they've both like worked at Shikara back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
After the match, John Moxley comes out to the ring and he gets in there and beats the holy hell out of Orange Cassidy. I will note this: Claudio did not join on the beatdown for Orange
Mm-hmm.
Cassidy. In fact, he would only beat up on refs trying to stop Moxley. And at the end, didn't he like help Cassidy up? Like, or something like that. It was kind of like he just
No,
let him.
he took John Moxley off of him. He like, okay, that's enough.
Yeah, but why would he pull him off of Orange Cassidy? Did he earn some sort of respect for the guy?
Yes, I think 100%.
That's what I think.
And this could be a tiny sealing of the separation of the
Blackpool
clip. Yeah,
Combat Club. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
MJF is backstage looking for 3 tag team partners to take on Bullet Club Gold. He knocks on the door of Kenny Omega. That's when Jericho answers, slams the door on his face. MJF continues to search, and that's when he's confronted by Wardlow, who Wardlow's like, "You took everything from me, Max. I'm going to take it all from you. on my time. Like, shut up, dude. Get
Dude.
out of here.
Yeah.
Like, I hate that like heel thing where they're like, I'm gonna do it. Like Xia Li did it this week. She's like,
Same
even
exact thing.
Becky Lynch called her out for it. She's like, the girl's been asking for a championship match for this 3 weeks. I was going to give her a match, and then she just says on her time, she's got no time. we Becky Lynch like to have a podcast and like talk about what happens each and every week. I think Becky and Seth would have a great like review podcast, like talking about this every show throughout the week.
I hate the NFL. What do you think?
Yeah. Oh, it was great. What are you talking about? But MJF, he runs into the Claimed as they're walking off the screen, and they're trying to entice him to pick him.
Yeah.
Next up, John Moxley's backstage, cuts an absolute banger of a promo, says Phoenix used his body to get the 3 count on Moxley, and Orange Cassidy picked up the scraps in a match that John Moxley was supposed to have. So he says he has no respect for Orange Cassidy now, and he's going to take him out. He had respect for him leaving Chicago, but he has none now.
Oh, he'll get it back. Don't worry.
So next up, but the thing is like, where do they go from here? Because I just feel like they're doing the same thing. It's just like, we've seen this match. Is Moxley just going to beat him again? And then
what's his name is going to get involved? Like, okay, bro, that's enough. What are you doing?
Claudio?
Yeah.
It could happen, especially with Brian Danielson out.
Yeah. And you know, Yuta, I don't see his place. I think he needs to, you know,
he needs to go.
They need a cruiserweight division. That's what they need.
Well, no, he just needs to go around the world and just start taking bookings. Him at this level. And that's the thing about a lot of problems with people in AEW. They've gotten to this level where they can't get any further.
Yeah.
They've hit that glass ceiling. There is a glass ceiling in AEW. And I mean, how did Cody break it? He said, screw it, I'm leaving. I'm going to WWE. Maybe Wheeler Yuta. Maybe he needs to go to New Japan. Maybe he needs to go take a stint in London. Maybe he needs to go here, there. He needs to go make a name for himself, because as of right now, I don't give a flying F about Wheeler Yuta.
He's just a lackey.
Exactly. Even a couple weeks ago, getting beat up by his own teammates.
Yeah.
Where they're like, we take out the frustration on Wheeler. Yeah, I know. When it's daytime, I'm somewhat decent in impersonations. Next up, the Mogul Embassy. Apparently, they defeated the Hung Bucks to become the new ROH 6-man titles. So last week's follow-up, you remember Swerve was in Hangman's house? And he like left a shirt for his kid in his room. The follow-up is Hangman said, I'm going to go to the next town and have a match.
Yeah.
Not, I'm going to hunt Swerve down. You tried to threaten my child's life. Nothing like that. No. They
defend my Trios championship.
Yeah, that was apparently the most important thing to him. But I think it's still weird how he comes out to Carry On My Wayward Son with the Bucks, because that's, in my head, Kenny Omega and the Bucks music.
Yeah, I think they adopted that as the Elite music.
But during the match, as Hangman was going for the buckshot, Swerve comes out, taunts Paige. Paige just chases Swerve away, leaving the Bucks to battle the Embassy alone. Nick Jackson tried to do some stuff. The Bucks tried to battle back, but the Mogul Embassy just did all their moves to Nick Jackson to become the new ROH 6-man champions. So,
yeah.
MJF continuing his search backstage. I believe this is when he sees Darby's locker room and then writes like emo bitch on it. Thought that was great.
Yeah. Oh, and it's a little bit of a soft heel turn for the Bucks. Yeah.
Not yet.
That's why I say soft. That's why I say soft.
No. Well, I mean, like that segment hasn't come up yet.
Okay. Well, then
next
go ahead.
No, go. What?
You know how Matt went crazy outside the ring?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Tony Schiavone with Adam Copeland in the ring. Tony asked Adam, so he goes, "What is your decision about Starby and Sting's question?" They asked
Starby and Sting.
Starby and Ding.
Oh God.
I want a Starby and Ding action figure set. I don't know. Somebody please make it out there. Starby Allen and Ding.
Before Sting leaves.
And Ding has to be the young guy. Starby Allen is the old, like, bristled old man. I'm Starby Allen. This is my little guy. And Sting, I'm not making but Sting is like 5 feet tall.
with a blonde flat top.
Exactly. Yeah. Somewhat an amalgam of Surfer, Sting, and Darby Allin.
Yes.
So he asked what was his decision to join Darby and Sting. So he says he goes way back with Sting because apparently they had similar injuries and they've kind of kept on the same page with one another. Edge says he also respects Darby Allin because he is a linchpin of this company. That's when Christian and his sons come out to the ring. Christian tells Copeland that he's going to retire Sting at Full Gear and that if he knows what's good for him, he'll step out of his way because he's going to snap his neck. Christian then sends Nick Wayne and Luchasaurus into the ring to go after Copeland. That's when Christian gets in the ring and goes face to face with Edge. Christian and his sons Christian and his sons beat down on Edge. Christian sets up for the concerto. That's when Sting solo comes out, and then eventually Darby follows. Edge hits Christian with a spear and agrees it'll be him, Darby, and Sting taking on Christian at Full Gear.
Cool.
So, I mean, I wonder where it'll lead. Will it lead to Sting's final match? Will this just be a match to further the feud between Christian and Edge or Christian and Copeland?
Yes.
So I do think, to talk about rock and roll earlier, Edge is the most like, why aren't Edge and Triple H just like best friends? Like they look like one looks like a little version of the other one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I know Triple H wears like suits and stuff now, but Edge comes out and he's like the most manicured rock and roll guy ever. And I looked to the side, he had a chain wallet on.
It was flying all over the place. I'm like, what's that thing? It looked like a microphone pouch.
I thought at first it was just a chain, like they attached it like to look like a wallet. He actually had the wallet. That's how you know there's street cred, because Edge was like, no, I can't just have the chain. That's stupid. I need a chain that leads to a wallet, because if someone tries to steal his wallet, you ain't going anywhere. You got a chain attached to it.
Yeah.
Did you have a chain wallet when you were younger?
I did not, sadly.
I had many. Many. Nice. Nigel McGuinness is backstage with Tony Khan, and he is his huge announcement. Oh, you ready? All-in tickets going on sale December 1st.
Hooray.
So if you want to go to London, hey, you can make a whole like week out of it, I think. Go to Berlin after that. Go to a whole Europe thing right there.
Yeah.
I would plan your trip around right then and go bash in Berlin. And Matt Bernard and Cool Hand Ange versus Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega. 2.0 get the early jump on Jericho and Omega. Angelo Parker tries to hit. I just wrote way too many notes on this, but anyways. At one point, Jericho and Omega win the match, and out come Don Callis and his family, and they challenge him to what was it? It wasn't War Games, was it? It was just like a 4-on-4.
The Survivor Series match. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Which I was kind of confused by, because I thought Don Callis was going to be in the match for a second, because they introduced Kota Ibushi as one of their partner, and then they introduced their fourth partner, a man bigger than Will Hobbs.
No way, bigger than Will Hobbs.
It's Paul White, who comes teetering, like he looks like he can barely walk, and I feel bad for the guy.
Yeah, and his the title on his entrance music, or his entrance jumbotron.
Yeah, it says no more BS.
BS.
Yeah.
So wait, no more Big Show?
No more, because he's Paul White, man. He's not Big Show.
Yeah.
Renee Paquette, she's backstage in the Elite locker room. This is after they come back from break. With Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega, with the Young Bucks behind them, who are visibly agitated. Matt Jackson gets on the mic and goes, what's the point of the Elite getting back together if we don't have each other's back? And furthermore, what's this douchebag doing in our locker room, pointing at Chris Jericho? And he's got a point, because
very good point.
First off, did we really build to the Elite getting back together for this? For just Hangman leaving them and then Bucks going, fuck it.
That's a big
I think it's stupid. If anything.
No, this is, a try hard in reverse. They're trying hard not to be, the elites of the elites. They're trying hard not to be the center of attention. You guys, you have to be. Sometimes you just have to bite the bullet, and you have to be the guys. Because
there's no, they need to do more. It's been they've fallen to the wayside.
Yeah, it's that same thing that got Cody in trouble when he booked himself into a corner where he said he couldn't win the title anymore.
Next up, we have Hikaru Shida defeating Willow Nightingale to retain the AEW's Women's Championship.
Cool.
John Cena gets a nice plug on the show. I do appreciate that because they're promoting Wipeout on TBS, and they go,
That's
John
right.
Cena. John Cena hosts this show, and Taz goes, "Hey, I know that guy." And Excalibur goes, "Yes, his name is John Cena.
You must know him from all his TV shows and movies.
He does other TV shows and movies. I cannot say this TV show he's in.
He does a commercial with a cow. Sorry.
Yeah. These two go back and forth having, not so great of a match at first. It really did pick up towards the end. I will say that. Shida hits an avalanche Falcon Arrow to Nightingale, DVD to Shida. Then we get the Shining Samurai to Willow, the pin and the win. The match was very slow starting, but towards the end it got going. This match could have benefited from being a little bit shorter, just in my opinion, but then would we have had the good ending? I don't know.
Yeah.
After the match, Timeless Tony Storm comes out on the stage. That's when Shida runs after Tony and hits her with the running knee. And then the lights go out. And Julia Hart's in the ring, staring at Willow, offers her a handshake. Sky Blue comes out, gets between them, stares at Julia, then stares at Willow, and then stares at Julia and tries to spit in her face.
Got her neck.
And I didn't even see the spit. Like, some people can't spit. That first time when you were a kid and you tried that Triple H spit and it just came out like a little spout of water. You're like, oh God, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
That's what happened here with Blue. Was it Blue Sky Blue?
Sky Blue.
Yeah. So I mean, hey, what happens to Julia Hart now? Does she turn good now?
Yeah, I know, right? No, she didn't catch her face. It caught her neck, and the mist was blue. Did you see that?
Yeah. Well, Sky Blue.
Yeah.
So she was able to fight the black mist.
Mm-hmm.
Where am I at? So
MJF continues to search for teammates.
Oh yes, that's when the Acclaimed asked why they haven't picked him already. That's when he goes, I have one last team to ask, and it turns to off camera. It's Jeff Jarrett, Sanjay Dutt, Jay Lethal,
little TNA in your life, huh?
I thought they were great. They wanted to be a part. They were more than willing to help him.
Mm-hmm.
Former world champions. Like, why not?
Yeah.
I don't know. Just my opinion. Then we have the main event of the night. The Acclaimed come out to the ring first. Oh, I forgot. They gave him MJF a bag. They said, if you're going to be our partner, you have to wear this. I love how they have stipulations. Like, there's another team. There's another team that's more than willing to do it, but they have stipulations. So they come out to the ring first, and then MJF comes out in all pink with a Scissor Me t-shirt. A lot of false starts to this match. Eventually, Billy and Austin get in the ring to square off with one another. We do see a Scissor Me Timbers on Colton Gunn. The story of this match really is to get Max to scissor the Acclaimed. And while he's reluctant at first, he does have a few spots where he starts to seem like he's going to, be more into it. Mm-hmm. Bullet Club is building the heat on Max Caster. That's when Bullet Club Gold take out the rest of the Acclaimed while continuing the heat on Caster. We eventually get a hot tag to MJF. He goes after Bullet Club Gold. He goes after Bullet Club Gold like 3-on-1.
Yeah.
And we see a kangaroo kick to Juice Robinson and Colton Gunn. Jay sneaks up from behind MJF and hit the Blade Runner and gets the pin and the win on MJF. After the match, so what I saw, because my cut off again, my YouTube TV bastard. MJF apparently about to get hit with the title. Max Caster taking the bullet for him.
He does.
So that was the show, right?
Okay, well, of course you didn't. The whole thing has been we got to get MJF to scissor me, right? So, the team gets up and they're like, "Oh, scissor time, right?" To celebrate. And MJF is like, "No, forget this. Max Caster's on the floor, like, go scissor me, please." And MJF is like, "Screw you, f all this. I'm out of here." So Billy Gunn grabs him, being the veteran that he is, at MJF, and he turns around and was like, "You know what this kid just did for you? You're not gonna give him a scissor. You gotta get on it right now." So he reluctantly goes to the corner. All four have a corner, and then they all scissor each other in the middle of the ring. after the scissoring, we get Max Caster on his knees thanking MJF, and he raps to hug him, and he grabs his butt cheeks flush and
Oh
takes
God,
a big squeeze. And I don't know if that was supposed to be on TV or not, or if
creepy.
that was a planned thing.
Yeah.
But MJF doesn't really flinch too hard. He just kind of pushes him off. But it's not like, ah, damn, you grabbed my ass. He doesn't do anything like that. It's just kind of like, okay, buddy, get out of here.
Yeah,
And then the show gets off the air.
yeah. No, it's AEW. Good show.
Yeah,
I
sure.
I did enjoy watching NXT a little bit more while AEW had the better matches.
Okay, AEW's been getting a bum rap lately because at first the internet, man, it's so fickle. Daniel Bryan said it best. You have these guys that are like, oh, AEW's dumb for starting their shows with just a match right off the bat. There's no storytelling. There's no
Now Renee
intro.
starts it.
Yeah, now Renee starts it with an interview, and now these same people that are complaining about that, they're like, oh, now they're trying to be too WWE. Now they're taking too many ideas from them because they can't beat them. Now they join. Oh my God, you can't win with these people.
Damned if you do, and damned if you don't.
Yeah.
It's the story of everything in the world of professional wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And I think on that note, that about does it here for us. Say it, City Wrestling Radio.
Oh, it's been an eventful week, eventful weekend.
Big week. So we'll be back next week. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Check us out. All our retro reviews. We'll have one coming up later this month. And we'll see you guys another time. Take care. Have a wonderful day. See you later. Bye.
Bye.